Hello, everyone. Ignore the way I look. I look like crap. It's been a rough day today. Let's go with this. So, a year ago, I felt my first ever earthquake. This morning, I felt the strongest earthquake of my life. This was also the strongest recorded earthquake in history. Or not in history. Rephrase. Fuck. The strongest recorded earthquake since 1992 here in Utah. It hit this morning at 7:09 in the morning. So, let's just go about how my day started. So, yesterday I worked, and because of all the coronavirus and all this shit, I haven't had a chance to go get groceries. So I was like, all right, I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to go to the store when it first opens. So I get to Walmart at like 6:30 and I'm almost done shopping by 7. I get one of my last items into my cart, and all of a sudden, it sounds like a fucking truck is like barreling through the store and coming towards me. And I'm like, what is going on? And then it feels like the floor is shaking. And I froze and I was like, what is going on? And then all around me, the shelves around me start shaking violently. I crouched down and I started crying. And like, it was terrifying. I thought that 3.8 earthquake was bad. Holy hell, this 5.7 earthquake! Like, I was mentally unprepared. And I was walking, because obviously you have to evacuate after that, because I was like, okay. What happened was, so it started shaking, I quickly ducked down and I covered my head with my hands. And then after it was done shaking, I stood up slowly, kind of made sure, and then I was like, aftershocks, they're gonna be aftershocks. We have to get out of the building. So I couldn't fucking buy any of my groceries. So I had to leave my cart there and go outside. And it was terrifying. And I was just crying. Hysterically crying. I was not okay. And it was just everything. Like, everything going on. I was like, damn. I was like, because I had also just found out that my job is no longer allowing, no longer doing, what's it called? Dine-in. So I work at a restaurant. So we're no longer doing dine-in. No restaurants here in Utah. By midnight tonight, there is 0 dine-in allowed. I'm like, all right, so the hell are restaurants gonna do then? Like, sit-down restaurants, like, we're all gonna lose our jobs then. For at least 2 weeks, sort of deal. And I'm just stressed. But I'm like, that just added to it. And my mom calls me. She's like, are you okay? And I'm like, Mom, there was an earthquake. And I'm just crying. She's like, you're okay. And I was like, she's like, just go check out. And I'm like, no, Mom, they're making us leave the building. And she's like, okay. And I was about 4 miles from the epicenter, which was very close. So I got, in retrospect, some of the full brunt, because it hit in Magna, Utah. It hit about a mile, I think it was like a mile away from Magna. I think that's what it was, or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, so it hit all the way down to here in West Valley, which West Valley is right next to Magna, so makes sense. But my sister felt it. My whole family felt it in retrospect. People all the way down in Orem were feeling it, which they're about an hour away from us. So, my mom, oddly enough, didn't feel it, but she was driving, and she was farther away, so it makes sense. But the only reason she knew it happened was because she was listening to the radio, and it came onto the radio, and it was like, we're having an earthquake right now, because it like cuts out, and then they come back on saying we're having an earthquake. But yeah, so that was a fun morning. Very fun morning. I woke up, I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. Probably more like 4.5, because I took like a 30-minute nap. And then we've had so many aftershocks since it happened. Within, I think it was like the first 3 hours after it happened, we had 28 aftershocks. A lot of aftershocks. And the strongest one since then was a 4-point earthquake. But yeah. So, fun times. Now I'm going to hopefully go and try and do my grocery shopping again. Because I don't know. We have the mailman here. He's wearing gloves. That's a mood. That is a mood and a half. But yeah. So, that was my morning. Had a fun time. My best friend was freaking, because I called her freaking out. I was like, hey, are you guys okay? Because I didn't know how, because in retrospect, I didn't know where it hit. All I knew was that it hit, like, I was in an earthquake. Like, that's all I knew. I didn't know where it hit. It could have hit anywhere. But it hit 4 miles from where I was. I'm like, all right, fun times. So, and oddly, like, that's what's weird, is it sounded like it was coming from the direction that it hit, which freaks me out even more. But we had, like an hour ago, I think, we had one, so they're getting less frequent. We're having them pretty frequent right after the earthquake, which makes sense. Like, after it, probably within 10 minutes, I was sitting in my car getting ready to leave, and I felt like 2 more. And it was hectic. It was very hectic, and we were not allowed back in the store. So, I'm just happy I was down an aisle where nothing big could land on my head and fucking crack my skull open. I was also happy that none of the shelves fell over, because it was shaking it so bad that the shelving units could have easily fallen over. And it didn't. And it was so bad, though. I don't think I'll ever forget that. Ever. It was so bad.